in sort of R&D heavy organizations, I mean, how do they sort of understand, I mean, in good detail or be confident in the decision if sort of a simple approach on ERP or best of breed model makes more sense? What would sort of your advice be to them businesses sort of sitting down and thinking which avenue should we go down?
Yeah, so I guess, I mean, that's going to be a decision that you have to make based on what you are trying to accomplish as a business and where you are trying to go to, right? So that's going to be the to-be model design from the business process perspective. What are your core challenges right now? What are the pain points? Are those pain points because you have too many data silos, and because of those data silos, you have inefficiencies because the only thing people are doing when you have these too many data silos is they are moving data from one system to the next manually. Some people, that's their day job, right? I mean, they are simply entering data, sales order from one system to the next, purchase order from one system to the next. Then, once you do that, then they are doing a little bit of validation, they are doing verification, etc. So a lot of people are doing just that, some sort of firefighting, just the data entry. Now, that is obviously not the business value add for your business, right? So how do you remove that? And again, it's not about removing any specific skill set or people. It's about, really, augmenting those workflows and making sure you are doing value add activity that is going to have the real business value for your business. So that's where your consolidation use case is going to be that, okay, when you design the 2B model, okay, you need to figure out, okay, how much do you want to consolidate? But that consolidation also is going to have implications. So some of those implications are going to be that, okay, now your teams are going to move slower. So let's say before this architecture, for the same data entry, if let's say you took 1 minute, now you might take 2.5 minutes. Can you believe this? Okay. And the reason for that is because you are trying to satisfy a lot more dependencies in your transactions. You are trying to collaborate. You are trying to move as a team as opposed to moving individually. Right. So again, these are key business decisions that you have to make depending upon your business model. So depending upon how many different process silos you have, how many different data silos you have, and that will dictate which enterprise software categories that you want to utilize. So when you talk about consolidation generally means, okay, you are using some sort of ERP, but ERP is not always the answer for every single industry. If you go to manufacturing, distribution, industrial distribution, in these industries, they require a lot more consolidated processes. And the reason why they require that is because they need to run connected processes, which is going to be your MRP sort of workload. If you are going to run any sort of ATP centric processes, you are going to require a lot more consolidated, processes, consolidated data. But that is not necessarily true for businesses like you or me. We don't need all of that. Okay, sometimes we need consolidation, but that consolidation also fires back at times. That's why when you look at service-centric industries, when you go to not-for-profit, when you go to, they also have a little bit of ERP exposure. You go to public sector, they are not going to have as much ERP footprint in the enterprise architecture. They are going to have a lot more systems, right? When you go to companies, even retail does not have as much ERP footprint. So again, depending upon the industry, depending upon the architecture, depending upon what you're trying to accomplish from the vision perspective, is going to dictate whether you are going to have the best of breed. But before you look at the system, define your business processes in terms of what you are trying to accomplish. Design your enterprise architecture, which is going to be, after combining all of these different categories and how they are going to interplay with each other. And that is what dictates whether you are going to have ERP or best of breed or how many different systems you are going to have in the architecture.